And welcome back to Who Would Win? Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Germain, or German, depending on how you pronounce that name. Augustin. I'm going to go with Germain. Germain Augustin Village, who asked the question, who won in the fight? Naruto Uzumaki from Naruto versus Ben Tennyson from Ben 10. Now let's get this long short of this out of the way. It's Ben Tennyson if you're including Alien X, because there is nothing in the Naruto-verse. Hell, there's nothing in a lot of anime that really compares to Alien. I mean, there are some characters that can definitely compare to Alien X in all of anime. It's not like he's can solo the entire anime verse as a whole. But there is nothing in Naruto that is a beyond multiversal level being that can just wipe away a reality in an instant or recreate a reality in an instant. There's nothing that powerful in Naruto by a long margin. And reality warping powers are so rare, and even the ones we see are so limited that it's not something Naruto has any power against. So yes, Ben wins with that Alien X. But let's actually take that out of the equation. Let's say that Alien X is locked away in this fight, as he did in was it Alien Force or Ultimate Alien? I think it was Ultimate Alien where it was actually locked away. So if we go with that, who wins in the fight? Let's break them down real quick. Naruto Uzumaki, we know, is at least still the current Hokage of the village in the Leaf, having multiple abilities. We'll use him at his max potential just to give him the best chances he can have. Then we'll use Ben at his max potential, giving him the most chances he can have. But Naruto has access, obviously, to a vast amount of chakra, capable of using Sage Mode, using the natural energy around him. Ben Tennyson aliens. 1 second, I'm just getting Ben's list of aliens up here. Aliens. There we go. Category, aliens. There we are. So anyway, capable of using the Shadow Clone Jutsu to varying effects. Varying effects, including combat, gathering information, taking a hit, so forth and so on. He knows the Rasengan in all of its many forms, standard, large, doing multiple versions of it. The Rasen Shuriken, multiple different chakra natures thanks to his 6-pass chakra. And having Kurama inside and give him access to the Fox chakra, as well as having the ultimate ability of the Baryon mode, which allowed him basically to kind of described as nuclear fission is what it is, using one of their life forces in chakra to take on a new form, which amped up all his physical abilities even further, and any strike lowered the lifespan of the user. The only downside is it could very well end up killing both of them if used for too long, as it did with Kurama. Now then, Ben Tennyson's alien. So the question just becomes then, does Ben have an alien capable of beating Naruto? Now, the answer is possibly. I'd have to go through every single one, which I'm not really going to do. But more or less, we are going to focus on the strongest ones that Ben does have under his belt without Alien X. A couple of the big ones that stand out, introduced in the original series. Okay, now we're cooking. A couple of the ones that stand out. I mean, we can just go by the ones in the original series. We can go by Heat Blast, who can hit with the power of a sun, kind of. He's basically a sentient, walking, flame creature made of molten rock and fire. They live on a star, but Naruto can easily bypass that. He doesn't have to hit him directly, so that's out. Wild Nut, no. Diamond Head's durable, but enough damage can shatter him. Accelerate can move at very high speeds, like around 500 miles an hour, I think is his base, but Naruto can move at light speeds. Gray Matter's probably smarter than Naruto, but in combat is useless. Forearms, extremely powerful, but again, Naruto is a world breaker by the end of the series, or at least close enough to it. Stinkfly, durable, but Ben would bring it down. Ripjaws is useless on land, and in the water, Naruto would still be able to probably take this fish down. Upgrade's an interesting one, but there's no real tech that would be an issue. Again, that he'd have to be possessing something, and even then Naruto could just blow it up. Ghost Ray can go phasing to avoid Naruto, but he can't really do much to try to stop him or beat Naruto. He could try to possess Naruto, but the Fox would immediately say nope to that. Cannonball is durable, but not something that Ben is really capable of. Not something that is really capable of doing much to Naruto, frankly. Wildvine was one of always my favorites. It's actually kind of like Zetsu, really. He can merge with plant life, travel through it. He can stretch his limbs out. He can fire seed bombs, but Naruto has access to things like fire release and can just shred him to bits. Spitter is just a giant spitting lizard. Buzz Shock is one of those, I can't remember exactly what they were called, but he's a little electrical gremlin guy, which is fine. Just not much you can do against Naruto. Artiguana can fire ice that can freeze Vilgax in an icy tomb, but Naruto's got plenty of chakra to just neg that. Blitzwolfer is basically the werewolf, the Yanadushi that has a sonic howl. The Snarrow, or the Ben Mummy, if you will. It's, again, nothing here has any power. The Frankenstein monster, or Frankenstrick as he calls it, Upchuck, Ditto, Guy, none of these have any power to really do much against Naruto. Way Big is one of the ones that could be considered an issue for Naruto. He's bigger than the Fox, and he has an ultimate form in Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, an even bigger version of that. And he can fire off cosmic energy blasts and stuff like that from his hands. So he is actually, that would be one that could give Naruto some trouble. The problem is Naruto has spent actually enough time on the battlefield that he has far more actual combat experience than Ben. It would just stay in his blind spots the whole time, plus swarm with chakras, plus you could go into Kurama mode and go and just fire a tail beast bomb in his face. Might not kill him, but it would definitely put him in some pain. Then you have Swamp Fire, who is arguably not really a better version of Wild Heat Blast, just a different version. Wouldn't be able to handle Naruto very well. Echo, no. Humongousaur is powerful, but he can only take so much. Big Chill, again, out of the Alien Force lineup, one of my favorites is Big Chill. I liked Spider Monkey too, that was kind of cool, but yeah. And then Chroma Stone can absorb energy, so Chakra might not work against them, but Naruto could easily just blitz him and break him. Goop is fun, but doesn't really have any clear ability. Again, we have to deal with the fact that Naruto has enhanced speed up the Union, could easily go to Sage Mode for sensory capabilities. He's just a better fighter. Shadow Clones, massive amounts of Rasengans, plus Chakra Natures to add into that. Then you're not even factoring Kurama's Chakra, which means he can either just go into his kind of just Chakra Cloak mode or his full Kurama mode. And then we got to factor Baryon mode into the equation. Nanomech is small, but Naruto could sense it probably with Sage Mode if he had to. Lodestar is, I liked Lodestar. Lodestar's fine. And Wrath, you want to know about Wrath? Wrath is awesome. I liked Wrath. Wrath is pretty fun, but still. Wrath is not a alien that's really up for the task of taking on Ben or Naruto. Then you got the other ones that were introduced, which were Water Hazard, the crustacean that could fire water, Amphibian, Armadillo, Terraspin, NRG. NRG is one that is debatable because in his in his prison suit, if you want to call it, he can't really do much. Out of it, he is like a radioactive creature. So that could be a problematic for Naruto if he gets too close to him and has too much prolonged contact with him. But I don't really see it being that big of an issue overall. I think Naruto, again, using Kurama's Chakra keeps him out of the way. Now, I believe this guy, NRG, was able to absorb energy. 1 second. Powers and abilities. He can channel his heat underground, result in lava, capable of reducing radioactive energy. It's fireproof because the containment suit is made of metal. He's immune to being possessed by a Lucobra, whatever that is. Strong, immune to radiation, extreme environments. Defeats radioactive energy, can melt ice. Immune to being controlled by a Valadat, whatever. Immune to being poisoned. He's able, true form, without his containment suit, getting energy on a higher level, is able to consume it simply as nourishment or increase his power. Let's see here. Its containment suit removals several of his abilities. That's the only known as element that can damage. Its strength limit. It can frozen Oils are quite small, vulnerable to carbon dampening rods. Similar to heat blasts, his power can be negated when exposed to wire, such as generated by whatever. So yes, he can absorb a lot of energy, which means chakra attacks could be a problem. Energy could be a problem for Naruto, but Naruto, as I said, is a strategist, and he could easily learn that maybe dousing this guy would probably be the most effective thing to do. Let's see here, and then you have Fast Track, who's just another speed. It's just another fast-moving alien, which again doesn't really matter for this fight when Naruto can move at least light speeds. Alien, or the chameleon alien, won't do anything. Edie can eat stuff. Clockwork can manipulate time. There's not much time manipulation, if any, in Naruto. But he's also pretty weak in terms of his overall physical ability. So if Naruto could just hit him a couple times, he's probably in a bad way. Then you have Jury Rig and Shock Squatch. Neither of them have really any capabilities. Feedback is one that could definitely be a problem. Feedback can literally absorb the power of a big bang. But Feedback is only so durable. I mean, he's pretty durable for his abilities, or he's pretty durable for his build. I think Naruto would resort more towards physical combat with him rather than actual energy. Once he figures out that he's able to absorb all the energy he's throwing out, Naruto would change up strategies. So I think he would work around that. Then you have Blocks, I did like Blocks. That was a living city of block golem. Gravitax, who can attack with gravity. Again, Naruto, I think he can just outspeed it. Grass Chopper, Ball Weevil, Waka Trout, Pixie Dust, Mole Stash, The Worst, Chicken Hawk, Toe Pick, Astrodactyl, Bullfrag, Atomic. Okay, Atomics is another one that is debatable. Oh, Gut Rot. Oh, God, that's a name. Atomics is another one that's debatable, as he's able to use nuclear energy. Basically, he's able to use his nuclear blast. So the way he is by Chidi Kame na Meha ni na Hame Naha. Okay, it's not crucial for. He just do so to focus his will. But he can use atomic and nuclear energy. That's something that could probably put Naruto down in the right scenario. I mean, Naruto is arguably a world buster, but Atomics also would be a world buster. So Atomics is definitely one on the list that could take on Naruto effectively. As for I know about Vampire. Vampire cannot beat Naruto. What the hell is Gut Rot? I didn't watch much of Ben 10 past Alien Force. I know Gravitac. Gravitac. That's the gravity manipulating golem frog guy. Okay, Gut Rot here. Let's see, Gut Rot. All right. Let's see. His powers and abilities. What does Gut Rot do? Gut Rot's innards contain various gaseous elements, making him stupid ads. Making him a walking chemical laboratory. He has the ability to make compounds of any type and expel them as gas from various nozzles on his body for offensive and defensive. Okay, I mean, that's interesting to say the least. That said, Naruto would probably just avoid it using wind attacks. So I'd say Gut Rot's off the list of aliens that can beat him. Even when you're talking about the ultimate forms of a lot of these aliens, they're not going to really be able to do much. There are a couple fusion aliens as well. There was Stink Arms, Diamond Matter, and Heat Jaws, but those aren't really going to do anything. There is also Ben 23's regular aliens, but that is an alternate version of Ben. And he had unseen aliens as well. There was Mad Ben's aliens, which, again, doesn't really matter. A different version. Ken 10's aliens, which doesn't matter. Gwen 10's aliens, which doesn't matter. And then Ben 10,000's aliens, which doesn't matter. Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, Ben 10,000's Ultimate Aliens, which, again, doesn't matter. The Ben 10 Omniverse aliens were from the Bionitrix fusions, which I don't think really. I mean, there was an Atomics Alien X crossover. We're not using Alien X here. Let's see here, and then Ultimate Attack, and then let's see, Gwen Prime's aliens, Kevin's aliens, so forth, so forth, so forth, and so on. So anyway, the point being here is that Ben had the long and short of this. After going through all the aliens that Ben has, taking Alien X out of the equation, Ben has at best, 2 or 3 aliens that could actually be a legitimate threat to Naruto. I'd say Way Big is one, but Naruto could probably strategize around Way Big. I'd go NRG is one, and Naruto would have to figure out that he'd have to douse him before beating him up. And then Atomics is another one. Atomics, I think, is the only one that legitimately could kill Naruto out of the 3 of these guys. This is just because he's literally a walking nuke. So the question would just become then, does Ben figure out to go with Atomics? Eventually, sure, because it's probably the strongest option in this scenario. The question then becomes, is Atomics actually capable of beating Naruto? Or is Naruto going to be able to beat Atomics? This all just comes down to how hard Ben wants to go in the fight. If Ben does not wish to really go world-ending levels of power, then while it would, he's apparently Atomics, while powerful, is capable of flight. He is strong enough to, to take out an evolved Vaxensarian with a single butt, whatever, and kick an object up nearly past the planet's atmosphere, which that is very powerful in its own right. He can generate a massive wave of energy dubbed Nuclear Winter. The move can easily knock out enemies as well as devastate the area around. His hard body gives him substantial protection against physical attacks. He can generate a orb of nuclear energy called Fusion Coulson, which can generate a very bright light capable of burning up Ectronites and greatly harming Validats. He can also make the attack continue even after it reverts to Ben. With enough work, Atomics can generate a fusion orb that size of the sun. Great. That's with enough time, enough work. He can glow in the dark. Although he's never trained himself to do so, he can produce gamma radiation. That being said, there's 2 big weaknesses to him. He has limited stamina, meaning that he can get tired after using up most of his energy. And Atomics is boundlessly overconfident, which can cause a total meltdown. So, again, it's all coming down to what's Ben's personality like as this alien, I guess we should say. It acts with a kind of righteous personality, which speaks to others with proper titles, such as referring to Max's grandfather and cousin. That is it. So, do I think Atomics could beat Naruto? Yes, if you want to go the sun-sized object of destruction, then absolutely you could beat Naruto. There's nothing Naruto can do against something like that. But this is assuming he wants to go that route. It takes a lot of work and time to build something like that up, and Naruto's not going to give him that kind of work and time. That said, Naruto would not take probably a nuclear blast, small or large, very well. The radiation is not really something that exists in Naruto, at least not to the extent that, we've seen anything. So ultimately, I would say that the chances of Atomics beating him are there, but they're slim. I would think that the necessary methods of beating Naruto let me rephrase that. What he would need to do to beat Naruto is something that would probably come to him way too late, just due to the fact that there's still better. He doesn't want to blow up a planet just to beat one guy, unless the planet is completely devoid of life and is Vilgax. So ultimately, I think Naruto would still win the fight. Now, as we said in the very beginning, Alien X is in this fight. Naruto loses. Naruto cannot do anything against Alien X. But any of his other aliens, Naruto's going to beat them 9 times out of 10, I think. There are scenarios that, in theory, any one of these aliens could win in, but they aren't the most likely of scenarios. So my money goes on Naruto for the majority. What do you think, however? For those of you who did watch Ben 10 Pass Alien Force and did not have to go more into wiki and stuff like that, the ones who know the aliens even better than I do you think, besides Atomics, do you think there are any aliens in Ben's arsenal apart from Alien X that could legitimately beat Naruto? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.